DorkLair. Welcome to another DorkLair action figure video. Today is a bit of a news item. We are going to take a look at the StoreHorsemen's Mythic Legions Arethyr Wave pre-orders that are currently going on from now until I think towards the end of September. The pre-order started on July 26th, and the end, they said, would be at least 2 months. So September 26th is approximate end date of the pre-order. So this video, even though it's not like a day or two after the event, the G-Con event where they announced all these things, it still should be useful for some people through September. So real quick before we get started, I just want to mention that the background image is from Nate Barch, who does the box art for Mythic Legions, and this is actually going to be part of the art on the Ogre scale boxes that are going to be a new type of packaging coming from them. This is one of a number of photos that he posted on his Facebook page, Nate Barch Design. So I'll put a link down there in the description, and you can head over and check out his amazing artwork with some other additional images for that box art. So go over there and check out his page and like his page and check out that artwork. So the Arethyr Wave is very heavily themed. It seems to be the coming of Arethyr, who is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. He represents war, and he has a legion. So the Legion of Arethyr is the legion that worships him. There tends to be orcs and goblins and bad guys and demons and stuff like that in the Legion of Arethyr. So you have the coming of Arethyr returning to the world, this major threat, and you have the polar opposite of the Legion of Arethyr, which is the Legion of Leodicius, or I should say the Army of Leodicius. And the Army of Leodicius has a subgroup called the Red Shield. Now, they haven't really said exactly what the Red Shield's purpose is, but I'm kind of taking it as this shielding the world from the Red, shielding the world from Arethyr, and protector of the coming of Arethyr. So that's kind of my take on it. So you have a few figures in the Order of the Red Shield, and you have a few figures in the Legion of Arethyr. And then you have a couple other things. We have some horses, we have some wing sets, and we have some hand and feet sets, which is actually a first for them to be making these different gesturing hands and feet as well, which is pretty cool addition to the Mythic Legions line. First up, we have Magnus, who is, again, Order of the Red Shield. He's a Red Shield Knight, it seems. He's got a new torso and a new belt and a few other little parts on him that are newly sculpted pieces. So this is a wave that really, I think it is the 3.0 wave. It's big enough. It's 10 figures. It's bigger than most of their in-between waves. And it's got a lot of new parts. It's got a couple new torsos for the 1.0 body, some shoulder pads, shoulder armor for the 1.0 body, a bunch of different brand new heads and stuff. And so Magnus has his golden armor with the new torso and belt skirt piece going on there. He's got a red shield, and he's got an unmasked head. I'm assuming he'll come with one of the knight helmeted heads, but can't be totally sure on that. Bearded, sort of a red hair kind of look to him. Looks great. He's $35 on pre-order. Oddly, there's no Legion builders in this wave. There is a soldier. This is the Red Shield soldier, and this has a bunch of new parts, including some skirt pieces, the torso, and this crazy big, I think it's called like a frog visor, lancer helmet. It's like for jousting and stuff. So it's got the very thin slit, but it's rounded to probably deflect the lance off of it. But sort of a basic knight type soldier there. Another $35 figure. They said that he just has the complex paint applications that the Legion builders don't, and plus the new parts I think are keeping this from being a $20 Legion builder. Okay, and then the next one we have is Triana, And Hadriana is another Knight of the Red Shield. She's got the Leodicius red and black colors. She has the lion crest on the chest armor piece. Comes with a big hammer. And really the highlight of this one for me, besides the sword, I'm not sure if it's a new sword, but it's a really nicely painted sword and sheath there, which is pretty cool. The helmet is awesome. So it's got this head sculpt with an unmasked face in it, and then you can drop the visor down, and it's a lion helm. So this is a real highlight of the wave for me. So that's Hadriana, and then the other sort of good guy is a horse, and this is Ballast. He's just basically like a regular horse, sort of a standard looking horse with a saddle. And he's got like a brown mane, and yeah, just sort of a basic horse, and looks really good to me. Looks very large. They showed a picture of Ballast with, I think it was Adamon, so like a 1.0 guy on there, and the horse looked really big. So if you put like an elf on here, this is going to look like a draft horse. This is going to look like a very massive horse. But they look really good to me. I don't know how anatomically accurate they are, but the articulation looks great, and I'm looking forward to the horses for sure. And the horse is $55. There's another horse as well that goes with Arethyr, and that one's $55 too. And then we have Vorthog, another orc. And this one actually has quite a bit of armor pieces going on. I think that this might have the most new pieces of all of the new figures. Definitely new shoulder pieces, new torso, new head. He's got the new hands and feet that are going to also be included in the hands and feet pack. And then he's got a skirt piece with fur under it. So this is the first one like this besides the trolls and the upcoming ogre scale figures. So this is the first like 1.0 body with like a fabric cloth goods going on under the skirt. That's looks awesome. Super layered figure, bald but bearded orc head. And this guy is really sweet. This whole wave, in my opinion, like I can't say enough good things about it. Okay, so next up is Malifar. Going back to the orc real quick, the orc is also $35. Basically, all of the character figures are $35, and the horses are $55. So Malifar is a little minor demon, an imp type creature, and he's on the goblin body, but he's now got hooves for feet, so that's pretty cool. And he's got those demon wings in a blue color, and he's just got this head sculpt that reminds me of like the dogs in Ghostbusters, like Gozer's demon dog type things. And then he's got horns coming out of that head too. So super sort of creepy imp-like thing. He's got this tail coming out. Pretty awesome figure right there. Next up we have the Hellfire Goblin, and this is basically the Bog Goblin in a different color scheme, but with another alternate head sculpt that has this big tongue coming out, and lots of great paint applications in the armor. He actually has a bow, which is interesting, and he's got a helmet that will fit on him, and the helmet, they said, will also fit on the Bog Goblin. So the Bog Goblin variant, basically, with some really cool stuff. This is very demon-like. I feel like this is like a demon goblin summoned by Arethyr. Speaking of demons, the next one up is Belphegor, my favorite of the line. This dude is a straight up demon. He's got a demon skull head sculpt with these crazy horns coming out. And I think of all of them, this one has the fewest new pieces. I mean, it's got the new head sculpt, and it's got a new neck, a new collar piece around the neck. Other than that, I think most of the stuff is from other figures. He does have the gesturing hands too, so that looks really cool on him. And really looking forward to this guy. I actually ended up picking up an extra one of these, so I'm going to do the all-in, and then I got one extra Belphegor, and I'm hoping to do maybe a little bit of some part swaps with the, I think I want to put the extra head from the Fury Clan orc onto this body and see how that looks to have a little bit of a red army going on. And the final figure is Arethyr, which they showed last year. But in addition to him this time around, is he's going to have a flaming sword. By the way, this alternate picture is from the event. It's by Trevor Williams, who is the 1/6 shooter on Instagram, and he was there at the event talking about toy photography, and he took this photo that shows the flaming sword that's not shown on the product shot currently on StoreHorsemen, but they'll update that soon. So you have Arethyr. He is $45. So he's a little bit more, but I mean, this dude just is loaded with stuff. He's got those wings. He's got a lot of new parts on there, parts that seem unique to this figure, especially that head sculpt and shoulder armor and the sword as well. So Arethyr, big flaming demon god guy. He is the horseman of war, and he is badass. And this is going to be a huge figure. This is going to be a major hit. Next year, I think it's going to push people into the line that hadn't previously gone in. Just the unique, crazy awesomeness of this figure. Next year, when this wave releases, people are going to be going crazy for that figure, I think. And then he has his horse. His horse is Aethon. And there's a lot of different parts on this horse than the Ballast. He's got the flaming mane. He's got the teeth, open mouth, teeth bared. So it's a different head sculpt, I believe. Different lower leg pieces. And then different collar, sort of saddle type, I don't know, bridle. I'm not sure what you call that, but a lot of different cool little neat things there. And this horse looks badass, and I cannot wait to get him. So the horse is, again, it's $55, and the figure is $45. So that's $100. But if you buy the two of them together, it's $90. So that's actually a pretty good price, I think, for these two things. I mean, the horse itself is like pretty much the size of, it's basically bigger than one of these upcoming ogre scale figures, I think, just in bulk and in pieces and stuff like that. And then Arethyr himself is pretty massive too. So a lot going on there for $90. I think that's a great deal. And then there's a couple things like I mentioned before. There's a wings set. So you have the red minor demon wings and you have the blue minor demon wings that you can attach to the back of characters using the adapters. And then you have a Caucasian hands set and like an orc green skin colored hands set. The hand set comes with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 hands, so 5 sets of hands, and then 2 sets of one set of bared feet each. So those are going to be the same sculpt, just in green and in white. So pretty massive wave. That's why I think this really to me is the 3.0 wave. You get a lot of stuff going on. You have 8 characters, 2 horses. And then you have 2 hand sets and 2 wing sets. And then, so if you were to add all of it up, and it would come to, I think, $435 or so. But if you do the all-in pre-order, it's $410. So you get a couple bucks off, $25 off if you do the all-in. But yeah, awesome wave. A couple other spots you can go to check out this stuff. So Toy Hype USA was there. I forget the guy's name, but he was in attendance taking pictures of stuff and sharing. So their site, toyhypeusa.com, has some stuff. And then the Exclu Collective has some stuff up. And again, that was Trevor Williams who was posting some really great photos. He's a talented photographer, and just his shots of these figures in hand at the event are awesome. They're a lot better than the screen grabs I was posting from the stream. So check out exclucollective.com to find that. I'll throw links in the description below so you can go and check those things out as well. And again, you have until September, so you can budget and save and figure out exactly how much you want from the wave. And thanks for watching my video. And until next time, may the force be with you.
DorkLair.